Thank you for taking the time to look at this DVD, and a special thank you for volunteering to be part of our team and completing the CRB procedure with us. You will know by now that MTSFC organises fishing days for those with special needs, which includes disabled, disadvantaged and traumatised people. And you will play an important part in making sure they have a good day with us. The event should be as much fun for you as it is for our participants. And to ensure that this happens, there are 1 or 2 points of caution that we would like you to note in the duty of care we have to our participants. In order to prepare efficiently and safely, we ask you to arrive at the venue before 9:15 a.m, when you can check in. You will be issued with an identity badge, and we will have bacon rolls and beverages ready for you before the briefing for the day. If you're a fisherman, we ask you to bring your own tackle, and you should have an Environment Agency fishing licence. But if not, please let the organiser know on arrival so that he can include you on our blanket pass for the day. The participants arrive in their minibuses with their carers or teachers and will also be issued with identity badges, which must be worn in a prominent position. You will be introduced to one of them and asked to accompany them to the lake to fish. It will be your role to show them all about our sport, and subject to their ability, get them to do as much of the fishing as they can. It's not for you to prove how good you are, but to see how good they can be. There will be a break for lunch which is provided for you and all the participants, at which we ask you to ensure that your participant uses the hand wipes before eating, and to make sure that they are first in the queue. At the end of the fishing activities, a presentation is made where they will all receive a certificate of competence, and there may also be some other awards presented as well. This is usually a highlight of the day, and we ask you to be around at this time as photographs are taken, and your charge may like to have you as part of the picture. Fishing is a fun and relaxing sport, but it does have some hazards, particularly when there are a number of people taking part together. Obviously, to catch fish, we need a hook, and this is the primary hazard when being cast, and this applies to coarse fishing as well as fly fishing. Therefore, any people observing the casting must be well away from the caster to the back and his casting side to ensure the back cast does not reach them. So, fishermen, always check behind you before casting, as visitors and teachers especially will not be aware of this. And helpers, you must also be aware of this danger and look out when walking around the banks. The hooks themselves can present nasty injuries if they become embedded in anyone's flesh, and for this reason we only allow barbless or debarbed hooks to be used at any of our events. Glasses and hats must also be worn by anyone around the lake, and you must wear yours to set the right example. It is much better to have your hat whipped off than have a hook entangled in your hair, and if people don't have glasses, then we will supply protective ones to both participants and helpers alike. If you're using baited hooks, it is probably as well to prepare and bait the hook for your participant. Please also remember the wildlife. Do not discard hooks or line at the bank, and keep all litter to be disposed of safely. Try to keep your tackle boxes closed to keep all knives and tools that may be considered dangerous secured and hidden from the participants. The other major hazard at a fishing event is, of course, the water. Do not allow your charge to approach too close to the water's edge, and keep control of them at all times. Do not allow them to wander away from you unaccompanied. We want you, as well as your participant, to enjoy the day. But please do not become too involved with the person. Talk to them by all means, but keep discussions to topical subjects, such as fishing, football, or the wildlife, steering away from topics concerning their family or private life. You will not be required to deal with any of their personal needs. That is the job of the carers and teachers, and you will be provided with a whistle to attract attention if they want to go to the toilet, need sun cream, medication, or anything similar. Be aware that your charge may become affectionate towards you. If they want a cuddle, you must resist, perhaps suggesting that this is kept for mummy or daddy. Do not hold hands when walking on the bank. If they need a hand, guide them by the wrist or elbow instead. Again, use the whistle if there is a problem. If you have a wheelchair participant, make sure the chair cannot move using the Velcro straps provided to secure it in position. They should have an assistant with them, and make sure that you are fishing from an approved spot. Do not assist in moving the wheelchair. Call one of their carers or teachers. Appropriate treatment for any injury, no matter how slight it may seem to be for yourself or your participant, must be obtained. And a qualified first aider will always be in attendance to ensure that accidents requiring first aid treatment are dealt with in an appropriate manner. Any accident must be reported to the person in charge, and the details entered on an accident report form. Please practice high standards of hygiene at all times, and notify the event organisers immediately if you become ill in the following 48 hours with any of the symptoms outlined on the Health and Safety Talk crib sheet. We also ask you to note that the consumption of alcohol is banned during and before an event, and smoking is also banned whilst the participants are with us. The excitement for participants on these interactive events is very high, and most are experiencing for the first time the joy of fishing, which most of us take for granted. We are quite certain that you will have a great time with us and hope to see you on many occasions. Don't forget that as you are now registered with MTSFC as a whole, you can attend any of the many events held during the year, but must book in with the relevant organiser first. So there is a wealth of fishing for you to enjoy, as there is invariably an opportunity to fish on after our participants have left at around 3 p.m. We hope you enjoy some wonderful days with us, and if you should have any queries, please do not hesitate to contact one of our local organisers. You will find a lot more details on our website. And thanks again for your interest and help.